Hello viewers. Welcome to a new tour guide. Today we will be talking about understanding about history of Colorado in the United States of America. This is the second episode. You can watch our first episode and check the I button. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, so let's go. Understand about history of Colorado. Composer Igor Stravinsky once wrote a ski lift in Aspen in the summertime. At the same time, Prospector Alferd Packer dined on human flesh near Lake City. Inventor Nikola Tesla created artificial lightning hundreds of feet long in Colorado Springs. Writer Oscar Wilde attended a fancy dinner party at the bottom of a Leadville silver mine. Outlaw Butch Cassidy robbed the bank in Telluride. At the same time, Lawman Holliday and Showman Buffalo Bill were buried in Glenwood Springs and Denver, respectively. All are part of the quirky and sometimes colorful history of Colorado. Around 15,000 years ago, Native Americans migrated to Colorado, a nomadic group of hunter-gatherers distributed on the plains and the western plateaus. The first agricultural communities appeared on the eastern plains approximately 5,000 years ago. Circa 600 AD, the Ancient Pueblo Peoples began building elaborate communities in southwestern Colorado in the Mesa Verde area. Other Native American groups have called Colorado home, including the Arapaho, Apache, Cheyenne, Comanche, Kiowa, Shoshone, and Utes. The Spanish were the first Europeans in the area. In 1541, Coronado led an expedition north through Colorado from Mexico in search of the fabled seven cities of Cibola, where the streets were supposed to be paved with gold. In 1803, French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte sold the United States a vast tract of land known as the Louisiana Purchase, an area that included Colorado. Lieutenant Zebulon Pike explored the recently purchased territory at President Thomas Jefferson's behest. Pike and his men were the first European Americans to find the 14,000-featuring peak near Colorado Springs, which today bears his name. From the 1820s through the 1840s, Colorado became part of the Wild West. Fur trappers and mountain men began harvesting highly valued beaver and buffalo pelts for the eastern U.S. and Europe. Trading posts were established for barter with the Native Americans. At the same time, trade routes sprang up between the United States and Mexico. In 1858, gold was discovered at the mouth of Dry Creek in the present-day Denver suburb of Englewood, triggering the Pikes Peak or Bust gold rush of 1858-59. Approximately 50,000 people immigrated to Colorado searching for gold, creating the first large-scale permanent settlements. Hard rock, silver, and gold mining towns were established. A new town named Denver City was founded in honor of James W. Denver, governor of Kansas Territory. In 1876, Colorado was admitted as the 38th state in the Union. Colorado was called the Centennial State, in honor of the 100th anniversary of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. In 1912, Hot Sulphur Springs hosted a ski jumping tournament and invited the Denver press. From this humble beginning, Colorado's ski industry was born. A handful of early ski runs were built around the state over the next 20 years. The Highland Bavarian Corporation began a rudimentary development of Aspen. World War II and the arrival of the 10th Mountain Division to train near Minturn ushered in the mid-20th century explosion of Colorado ski resorts. Prepared for high alpine combat in Italy, the alumni of the 10th Mountain Division returned to the U.S. after the war to build Aspen, Vail, and Arapaho Basin. By the 1960s, Colorado was a popular global destination for alpine skiing, with travelers drawn to the state's sunny days and champagne snow. Understand about geography of Colorado. Colorado is split down the middle north to south by the Rocky Mountains. To the east is a region of high prairie, dry and wide open. To the west are rugged mountains arranged in various groups or ranges. Meandering through the mountains is an imaginary line called the Continental Divide. This marks the flow of precipitation. Rain falling on the west of the divide makes its way to the Pacific Ocean. Rain on the east makes its way to the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. However, what may be surprising to visitors is that, despite stereotypes, comparatively little of the state is mountainous. Perhaps a third of it is covered by hills or mountains, and even less is home to the soaring, jagged peaks for which the state is known. Colorado has 54 mountain peaks above 14,000 feet. The highest peak, Mount Elbert, rises to 14,440 feet above sea level, making it the highest peak in the North American Rockies. Tourism is a significant industry, with skiing, snowboarding, hiking, camping, hunting, mountaineering, and fishing as substantial sources of income for the state economy. Colorado's population was about 5.6 million in 2017, a 30% increase from 2000. The state's population is growing, particularly in the large towns along the Front Range where the prairie and mountains meet. These towns include the capital, Denver, Colorado Springs, Boulder, Longmont, Loveland, and Fort Collins. Many of the residents of Colorado migrated from other states, so being a Colorado native is a point of pride for many people. Understand about climate of Colorado. Those who've never been to Colorado might imagine a frozen, snowy state. However, Denver's 300 sunny days a year and overall mild temperatures are a point of pride among Coloradans. Due to the Rocky Mountains, which split the state in half, the climate differs significantly from east to west, low to high. The weather changes rapidly and unpredictably, so be prepared for anything if you're traveling in most seasons. Colorado is also a dehydrated state and has suffered through droughts in 2012-14 and 2018-19. Drink lots of water and watch for dehydration. Winter is generally cold, though the weather is drastically different depending on elevation. While the mountains are likely to experience frequent snowstorms, guaranteeing lots of fresh powder for skiing, these become less and less frequent as one travels down on the eastern slopes. Lower elevations to the east of the Rockies experience occasional snowstorms and even massive blizzards, but low temperatures seldom last long. The winter is frequently interrupted by warm days with temperatures in the 50s, 60s degree F, or even higher. Bring warm snow clothes, but also a light jacket. While March is the snowiest month of the year, the warm days of spring are more frequent in this month. Even in the mountains, it is not unusual for temperatures to rise to the 60s degree F or above, making for some exciting skiing. Spring is generally brief and mild. Snow is not uncommon, even in lower elevation cities, as late as May. Some ski resorts stay open as late as July. However, except during snow, the temperatures are warm and pleasant. Be prepared for rapid changes. It's not unusual for 80 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures during the day and snow in the evening. Summer is perhaps Colorado's most predictable season. While some ski resorts may stay open until July, don't be deceived. The temperatures are warm, even in the mountains. While days in the 80s and 90s degree F are frequent, higher temperatures are not unheard of. Fortunately, Colorado's low humidity means that even the hottest days don't pack the punch of heat in more humid regions. Summer does arrive later in the mountains, and some peaks have snow all year round. Still, summer days tend to be warm even at the higher elevation, though nights are more relaxed. Afternoon thunderstorms are frequent, starting in mid-July and continuing until about mid-September. Though very heavy, these are usually brief, lasting from as short as half an hour to 2 or 3 hours. Though they are a great relief from the dry days of earlier summer, lighting is dangerous and a huge risk factor for forest fires. These afternoon thunderstorms are especially severe in the eastern plains region of Colorado, and tornadoes also occur during this time. Southeastern Colorado has very desert-like summers, including flora and fauna, and shares many similarities to nearby New Mexico. Fall is another relatively short season in Colorado. While daytime temperatures tend to stay warm, nighttime temperatures drop in late August. Aspens, the primary native deciduous tree, changes colors in mid-September. The first snow usually arrives sometime in October at lower elevations, though even early snows are not unheard of and relatively common in the mountains. Some basic knowledge about Colorado. While English is the primary language of Colorado, Spanish is also widely spoken. There are large Latino populations in Denver, Pueblo, and the San Luis Valley. Coloradans have a more neutral accent than many other Americans, so you should be able to communicate easily. Get in by plane in Colorado. All major airlines fly into Denver International Airport as it is the primary hub for the region and, in fact, one of the busiest airports in the nation. Here are some of the airports servicing Colorado. 1. Aspen, Pitkin County Airport. 2. Colorado Springs, City of Colorado Springs Municipal Airport. 3. Cortez Municipal Airport. 4. Denver International Airport. 5. Durango La Plata County Airport. 6. Eagle County Regional Airport. 7. Fort Collins Loveland Municipal Airport. 8. Grand Junction Regional Airport. 9. Gunnison Crested Butte Regional Airport. 10. Hayden Yampa Valley Airport. 11. Montrose Regional Airport. 12. Telluride Regional Airport. Get in by train in Colorado. Amtrak runs the California Zephyr from Emeryville to Chicago, stopping in Denver, Fort Morgan, Winter Park, Granby, Glenwood Springs, and Grand Junction. Through the Eastern Plains, Amtrak runs the Southwest Chief, from Chicago to Los Angeles, stopping in Lamar, La Junta, and Trinidad. Get in by foot in Colorado. 1. The Continental Divide National Scenic Trail is a United States national scenic trail running 3,100 miles between Mexico and Canada for the dedicated long-distance hiker. It follows the Continental Divide of the Americas along the Rocky Mountains and traverses 5 U.S. states, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. 2. The American Discovery Trail connects Colorado with Utah, Kansas, Nebraska, and both coasts. How to get around in the state of Colorado. If you want to travel the state, you will need to rent a vehicle. Prices are the same as across the United States. The state is roughly quartered by 2 major interstates, the north-south running I-25 and the east-west running I-70. Surrounding the greater Denver area is a beltway consisting of the Northwest Parkway, C-470, E-470. The Northwest Parkway is a 75-mile toll road that seamlessly connects I-25 at E-470 in the North Metro Denver area with US 36 and State Highway 128 in Broomfield. Outside of the Front Range, the rest of the state is traversed by small highways and county roads. The major cities of the greater Denver area are linked by bus and train transportation using RTD. The cost is very reasonable, and the buses run on regular schedules. Taxis and shuttle services are also available throughout the state. But, highways like I-25 and E-470 often have tolls. If you want to avoid the tolls, you will have to take a longer route. This is all about the second episode. Thank you for watching this video entirely. You can watch our other tour guides about the USA if you want. Then you can visit our channel. If you like this video, I will repeat it. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.